Hello. Tomahawk God, welcome. Object, welcome. And, how are we all doing today? I hope we're all doing absolutely fantastic. Excuse me. Hello, welcome. Today we're going to be playing the fucking Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Thank you, Object Emotion, for also gifting me this game. Greatly appreciate it all. Ellen now, I should change my name using this again. Alright, I'll make sure.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Hey.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor at his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have...
Well, I did not mean to skip that. But we've all heard that speech in the main game.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting
they're all
room.
dead.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, strafe. No, you can't jump. You get your first achievement. Awarded for getting any of the other achievements as your first. Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh, left. Wait. Yeah. I'll do the normal run first. Oh, straight. Oh, 360.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
360. Oh, bow.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
I didn't even press W. What?
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Broom closet! Yeah! We love the broom closet around here.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Fuck all. Is that what that means?
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
What?
You do realize there's no choice.
Okay, fine.
Here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story
I'm standing there.
whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
Okay, we'll go there.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Hold on. Yep. Walking upstairs. Click. What's this? Executive bathroom. To rich, is it a crime to commit crimes? Isn't it rich? What a life it would be to have to pick just one. Am I not allowed to shit? Let me shit. Hey.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Oh. Bright light.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him?
I don't know.
This question would not go unanswered for long.
No,
Whoops. Nope. Never mind.
No.
Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me.
I didn't mean
Why
to.
did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
I didn't mean to. No. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to do that, chat.
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator.
Ah,
it's
yes.
still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again.
What a nice office.
This has fleshed out
You
the plot of
can
the
do that?
story
Oh.
in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's
Wow.
that keen eye for storytelling that you have. An incisive rapid fire of critical
Beautiful.
plot points, one after the
Amazing.
other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow.
I know.
I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
Me too, me too. Oh my god. Okay.
Incredible. Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this?
I'm sorry. Jesus.
Surely this time Stanley will walk forward into the spooky corridor.
I really want to go back into the elevator. I really want to go back. We'll do it next time. We'll do it next time.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Okay.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Aha! You've made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. Welcome! You see, back when the Stanley Parable first launched in 2013, getting to the bottom of the mind control facility was a bug that we simply didn't catch during development. And you all sent us lots of photos of it on Twitter and acted very superior about it. And you're all very, very clever. Good for you. Anyway, when it came time to update the game, we knew that we had to do something about this little goof of ours, so here you go. New content.
Oh.
You can call it the bottom of the mind control room ending, if that enhances your perception of the value of these updates. Isn't that what you crave? New content? Always more content, more, more. And I'm here to give it to you. I'm here to make it seem like we really covered every nook and cranny of the game, with secrets and Easter eggs. How about this? We wrote a new piece of music just for this section. You won't hear it anywhere else in the game. It's a secret that's just for you. That's how special you are. We call this track, Good Job You've Made It to the Bottom of the Mind Control Facility. Well done.
Good job, you did it. Good job.
Oh yeah.
3, 2, 1. Good job, you made it to the
Oh yeah.
mind control facility. You jumped on the catwalk.
Getting this secret by accident is wild.
Should've been careful. It used to be a bug, but now it's an ending. Now it's an ending.
Oh yeah.
I believe in you. I believe in your ability to cross this barrier and chase your dreams. The railings don't mean anything. Good job, you did it. 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 Good job, you did it.
So, okay.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Okay,
What
tell
could
him-
it mean?
Time to do the
Stanley
actual.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Now it's time to do the actual ending. So you don't get achievements for doing endings? Wait, hold on, wait, did I miss it? Hold on. Click on it 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement?
Oh.
Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No, 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 no. I don't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition. I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause.
Hey!
Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50.
No, I'm still not feeling it.
Oh.
I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
Okay. I need to do this, guys.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
Wait.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
Door 415.
Now, back to door number 437.
Yes, sir!
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine? All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
Yes, sir! Chat, we got this.
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
Wait, no. This way. Wait, no. My stupid chat? 419?
Yes, this is great. Great! You're putting it all on the line,
Yes.
Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
Yeah. Wrong way. Ow, itchy hand. 416. Are you guys entertained by this? Yes, we're doing it. Yes.
We've almost got it.
Yes.
Now the copy machine, do that one again.
Yes. Where's the copy machine? Oh. Chat. Am I stupid? Yes.
Finish it off, Stanley.
Yeah.
5 clicks on door 430.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah.
Wow, that felt amazing.
Oh.
Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how
Thank you.
far we've come.
Thank you, thank you, thank you,
Just
thank
think,
you.
Only a few minutes ago, you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks.
Silly me.
Really now?
I know. Honestly, oh, we did, guys. I could have done that with your guys' support. This, I think, although our community is really little, I think it's the best one. Thank you guys so much. Oh, what a rush!
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
I forgot
What
it.
could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
I'm sorry.
That kind of anxiety isn't healthy. So
sorry.
he relaxed for a few moments with some calming age music.
I'm sorry. I'll let him
Feeling
talk.
soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
I'm sorry. Stop getting mad at me. Okay. Okay. We're cool.
Stanley
we're
walked
calm.
straight ahead
We're
through
relaxed.
the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Oh.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire
Stanley.
life utterly blind to the world?
Utterly blind to the world?
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Nah. I'll do one next time. I'll do one next time.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. That was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
He's free. He's as free as you can be.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Beautiful. Just beautiful. Okay. So, how many endings are there? How do you get the portal gun?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Isn't there a portal gun thing you can do?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
There was something that I wanted to do. Down there.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave
That's
of
not
disbelief,
deluxe.
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Hey, do you know about door 430? You just missed it. We did door 430. That was awesome. That was peak. Hey, you could you can always go back after. You know,
Okay,
chop or follow.
We all know the drill
Go
by
back
now.
there.
Blah,
Yep,
blah,
yep.
blah. Dark secrets, the keypad, Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look! It's
But also, welcome Twister to the stream. How are you doing? Welcome to this amazing chat. I love this part. I'm searching for people here and trying to see it again. I can do it after again if you want. I'm not opposed to doing it again. Unless I can't do it again.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
That's okay? You sure? Anything to make someone happy.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold?
How you
Stanley
doing,
thought to
Twister?
himself. Did he have the strength?
This
to
lovely
find out?
day, afternoon, evening, night. You know, I've been doing pretty good, pretty
Now
good, pretty
the
good, pretty
monitors
good.
jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley,
Well, here's how
one
far I
of
am.
them,
What are you doing awake,
eternally
Twister?
haunted in
You
this
need your
place
beauty
where
rest.
Freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under
bored?
someone's control
That's fair.
all this time?
Make sure you
Was
get some
the
good
only
sleep,
reason
though,
he was happy
whenever you
with
go to
his
bed.
boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No.
Sure
He
thing?
refused
That's good,
to
that's
believe
good.
it. He couldn't accept it. His
So
own
surprising.
life in
Whoa.
someone else's control?
You also need a sleep
Never.
object.
It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions,
9 p.m.?
happy or
Goddamn.
sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
That's 3.
For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
What? Did I do it right? Wait. When I pressed... What was 3 at? Wait. 3. 2. 1. I don't know if what I'm doing here is right. Is there something about this I can do? What are these buttons for? I'm so confused. Ah! Whatever.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his... Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you?
Maybe.
After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
Yeah.
Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go.
Stanley, you
Turn
silly
the controls
goof.
off and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley?
No.
It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start.
What?
What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're
wait.
obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood.
No.
You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them.
There's no O
I
button.
erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone.
True.
Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
So nice. He's so
Or did you
kind.
just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching the cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Was there anything I could do there?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Would you kill? He's a poor man.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
He killed Stanley. I'm not gonna.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Fuck you.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
You killed me.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
Your mum.
Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick.
Oh.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven.
Okay.
All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha! Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Oh.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Oh.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Do you know?
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations.
Wife, protect me.
Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
I love you,
but there is no answer.
Oh, no!
He's pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Sleep.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Okay.
Good morning. Thank you for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation. We are confirming your shipment of 1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work. Can you verify that this is correct? Excellent. Your order will arrive shortly. Thank you again for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
What? Was that not meant to happen? What do you mean? Narrator? Boy.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I want to go through the escape. Wait. Money in the morning, money in the evening. Money for breakfast, money crisp. What?
Here's the door, just go.
Yes, sir. He's sick of my shit. You got to? Hey! Fuck you.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Yeah. No, I'm a big boy. I'll survive.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Bye, Stanley. Is it really just... Oh. Oh.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly. And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
What?
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
It, w- um, 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 so, my Stanley, how you saying? I don't. What I have. Listen, we should capybaras. That's a good question. What's going on? Ugh.
When Stanley came to the lift, he traveled upward to the power source at the top of the facility to end this injustice forever. Stanley stood on the roof. Stanley pushed the number 6.
Is there a Doug ending? I think Object said that his brother made this game. Is there something to do with Doug in this game? They should have. What was Doug? Where did I go? Was Doug even popular in when this came out? 2022? No, he was popular 3 years ago. I think it was 2022 this game came out. What do I... You missed the exit, did I? It's not over here, was it?
What do we do now? I don't... Stanley, where are you right now? Where am I? I'm trying to figure out, but I can't... Stanley, who am I? Can you speak to me? Please talk. Then have we done this before? Have we been in this room before? How many times have we done this? How many times have I said these exact words?
See how it's impossible for the player to do anything
Help
in
me,
this
Stanley.
room.
I don't know who...
Perfect example of poor level design. Textbook mistake.
It's the kind of thing you pick up on intuitively if you have...
Actually, to do with the next one? Oh. Michael, don't leave me here.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save those two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
I got squished, but like a bug. I got squished like a bug. Oh, let me open that. Hold on. Close you.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping he coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
When I told you, it's like, wow, I'm not crazy.
Out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
Yeah, everything will be fine.
I am okay.
Shit.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Jesus. Wow.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Is the Minecraft ending still in this game? Or is that just the other version?
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Other one? Oh, that's lame.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Woo!
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator.
Yeah.
Nothing special yet, but I'm
special.
sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if the... Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Okay.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Exhilarating. Oh.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive.
I agree.
Elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh wait, there's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is. That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Oh, okay. Yes, sir. Let's do. What is this? Excuse me.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Coffee nut? Where's the coffee nutty? Ah. Okay.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone.
Wow.
It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste. And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk
with an hour of new elevator content.
You know? Is what you know. Turn.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories. These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Yeah, surely.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
W Steam? What do you mean W Steam? Nah.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I?
No.
You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear.
Did you cheat? How dare you?
What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks are my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. Oh, you're back, you see? You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of... Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us.
Narrator. You killed it.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed. The end is never the end, 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 is never.
Oh. Let me skip, let me skip, let me skip. I don't like this. I don't like this. Let me skip, let me skip, let me skip. Oh. Oh. It's so pretty. It's not pretty no more. It's not pretty no more. I want to go back. Okay. Let me press it again. This is peaceful, but ominous. The end is never the end, is never the end. Narrator?
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
New content.
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Come on, guys. We got this new content. Oh yeah, this is peak content here,
See,
baby.
Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this Ultra Deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a
more jump. It better be more jumps. That was high.
So forget this Ultra Deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever the Stanley Parable 2.
Whoa.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll
Jumps
cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean?
Oh, it's so silly.
But the
So silly.
Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential. Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a... Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Please no screenshots.
Okay, I'll be honest,
Screenshot.
I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Definitely this one.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get Well Someday it is.
No.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Oh, jump circle!
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's a... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle? Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece, then.
No, I want the jump circle! Is it... Achievements. I get free achievement.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well,
Yes.
I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
I want it. I want it. I want it. I want it. Give me the achievement. I want it. Give it to me now. I need the achievement. If I keep pulling on it, will it give me the achievement? I need the achievement. I need it.
What else? What other
Daddy, I
exhibits
want
haven't we
more,
seen
more,
yet?
more.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Is it? Do I need to find 6 Stanley figures around here?
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you
No,
a big
yeah.
fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Where do I get the rest? Is this where I came out of? Yeah. You'll see? Okay.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is in fact a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium. You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
I know.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
Is there a bottom?
Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem.
Hey!
Look, things got a little heated.
Yeah, they
there.
did.
We both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the whole mostly infinite?
No.
If that works for you, then go
No.
ahead and
How
press
do I-
the
I got
teleport
you.
button to warp up to the top of
No,
the hole. and
I'm
we
not
can
teleporting.
move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
I'm staying in the hole. You can't just... So how are we doing, chat? How are we doing, object? How are we doing, Odyssey? Cigarettes too. I can't believe him. Honestly. Pretty good. That's good. That's good. You're entertained? Well, I'm glad that the entertainment's here. Aha. Aha. Reference. I've been in this hole before. I can see the dent where you fell. Looney Tunes style. It's like a brother to me. Does anything happen if I stay in here? Nope. Oh.
Great. Now, I'm very oh, for heaven. You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much.
Whoa,
A
whoa.
normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time? I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less
Let's say you
time
jump back in.
in there
Oh.
than you did before. I mean, admittedly...
I'm not a
I didn't
fool. Of
make
course I'm
an
gonna jump back in.
infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above.
Okay.
Had enough? I'm positively thrilled.
Yeah.
I really do have so much more to show you. Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow. Okay. Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability and marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter.
Okay.
Well, there it is. The shame of my... How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes.
I love holes.
This depth. I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
Hey.
Is the,
Hey.
teleport button not working?
Hey. Let me out.
You sure?
Yes.
Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole, I get to do literally anything else.
Please let me out.
Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
Hey. Hey. Let me out. Let me out. Uh-oh. Chat. Oh. Hey. Let me narrate a guy. Help. What's it? No. Stanley's not ready to say goodbye. Please. Oh God, please let me out. Perception.
My head's stronger. You're no longer.
I'm scared. Error.
Stanley! Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off, drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley, because this hole is just
that like actually like
fascinating.
Whoa.
I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the whole. From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodlepip.
Toodlepip. Jesus. Can I get those collectible Stanleys now?
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features. A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket.
So what?
You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease
Narrator.
will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well?
Oh, thank you.
I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
Oh, stop it,
The
you.
benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Do I just... Okay, I just have the bucket now. Bucket, 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 bucket.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already. Come now, you've already made your choice. It's true that you chose badly, but we all have to move on from our mistakes.
I want to go back to the hole. It's just 10 times better. I know, I feel it too. I can't go back into the hole. Yeah. Right, not done yet. Oh, this was on that side. The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim.
Okay.
But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature.
Okay.
Just play along.
Okay.
I promise you'll love it.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
Okay.
I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim.
Living as Jim.
Sleeping and waking as Jim.
Yep, okay,
Falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim.
Okay.
Seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim, watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply?
Yes.
Are you really, truly Jim right now?
Yes.
If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Hey guys, welcome back to another Jim stream. Right.
Jim.
Whoa.
Yes!
Holy
See?
shit.
What a thrill! What a rush! That was you!
Oh.
The button
Oh.
was you! Do it again! Do it again!
Okay.
Jim.
Oh.
It hits even harder the second time.
Hello.
If this were the
Hello.
only feature in the
Yes.
Stanley Parable
Let me do it
2,
again.
it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation. Whoa there!
Oh.
Sometimes a person can be too much Jim. I'm putting the Jim button away.
Hi, Jim.
Otherwise,
No.
soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually are.
Jim.
Who am I now? Is that the Jim button? I'm no one.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2.
Screenshot,
That would
screenshot.
actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
Let's see now. At least we have the bucket. Have I missed something? I got the bucket now. Surely it'll give me the achievement. Fuck. I can't get the achievement, guys. I'm sorry. I have failed you all. Exit. Is that all? That's Jim. Have you gone up? Gone up? Like up those stairs? Well, up there. I've gone up here. I got the collectible of me. Stanley. I got the Stanley collectible. Unless there's more here. I don't know what to do. I don't know. Jump. Wait. What now? What's off this area? How do I get out? Get me out of here. Get me out. The exit? Oh wait, over here. Oh, I didn't see this. Whoops.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Yeah. Bucket.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere.
I see it.
Let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
Bucket. We need a game just for the bucket, yes.
Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's
got the bucket.
Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I think.
Come on, you got it, narrator. You got it.
Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley?
Where's the bucket?
This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait.
Yes.
Maybe that's it.
Maybe.
I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course.
Yes, of course.
With care for the vision and integrity of the original game.
Sequels suck,
Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2.
Yes.
Let me see if I can whip something up.
You got this.
All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Oh. Yes, hello everyone, welcome back to another stream. Today we'll be playing the Stanley Parable 2. I heard a lot of good things about this game, so let's just jump right in. Alright. Yo, Odyssey, welcome to the stream,
This is the story.
Object,
of a man
welcome.
named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard.
Don't you hear the
Orders
sound?
came
Okay.
to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for
where is
the
the
longest
bucket?
time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Alright, guys. Suppose I will be right back. I'll be right back, guys. I'll only be a minute. Then we'll get back to this amazing gameplay of the Stanley Parable 2. And I am back. go to this sequel so peak. I've been following this development every day. See, I was kind of following it, but it's like I thought it was kind of ass. But this so far seems. Is it even got Jack Black to play Stanley this time? I got this game. Shit. This is shit. I can go through the chair. What is this?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Are there collectibles now?
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Stanley picked up the bucket.
I must look everywhere for these collectibles. Honestly, I feel at ease now. I got the bucket. This game's peak. Yeah. Ladder.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Okay. I have the bucket. You know, I'm calm and relaxed. You know that Jason Momoa plays as Bucket?
Still no one was here.
He plays as the
Stanley needed
what?
the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
Wait, collectible, right. I have my bucket.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You
No!
can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy.
It's
as
so
clear
jealous.
as day. This coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Yes!
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Alright. Bucket. I got the fucking bucket. You better not chuck it.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands? Stanley figs? Or what about Stanlerines? Yes,
Stanlerines.
like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Got the Stanlerines.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket.
Oh.
Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Stanlerine.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley?
Figlies.
What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
I like Figlies. W bucket. That's what you care about, the bucket. And honestly, I can't blame you for that. The bucket is awesome.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket.
How do I get there?
Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Where's Stanley?
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Opening your...
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves. The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley held it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
You're okay, Bucket. You're okay.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control. Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
The bucket, yeah!
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Whoa. For the bucket.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness.
Yeah!
Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest enemy. Freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away.
I don't know how I could have done this without my bucket.
The two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door.
Bucket is free.
Wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support. What? Wait, what was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave.
No!
Even the facility itself recognized the incredible presence of the bucket.
Throw it!
The soothing warmth of the bucket would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say.
Don't do this to us!
Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Bucket.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
Don't leave me again. We got the bucket, chat. We got the bucket. Don't leave me again. This is different, right? Or am I tripping? I think I'm tripping.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
What?
But Stanley had felt the bucket.
Phantasm, thank you for the raid of 1. Thank you. How was it? How'd you? What were you playing?
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct?
Hello.
Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
What?
Stanley took the door on his left
bucket?
to go back to the meeting room.
Hello, Shionogwan. I think I said that wrong. Sorry. I'm playing. Oh, W game. How was it? Finishing this game in the future.
And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance
Lovely
section
Object
and
in Motion
straight
bought it
ahead
for
to
me.
the opposite
Object in
door.
Motion chat, and it's pretty peak. We got bucket, so you know everything's good.
Stanley, I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
Great game soon. Yes. Bucket's always peak. We
See,
love
your
bucket.
friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere.
What?
The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're
Shut
the
up.
ones that matter, Stanley.
No.
Characters from the first game, like the
Bucket,
Adventure
make sure
Line
you
and the
tell
Broom
them
Closet.
10 times
Because
over the
that's
week, yes.
what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this
Do you character on the
bucket
side
that
also?
they've never seen before.
The baby?
Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you
Well,
the
the Broom
bucket,
Closet.
but you're spending too much time with it.
No.
Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line?
No.
You could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
Your character? My character? Oh! Whoops. We only need bucket. Hide! We only need the bucket. Just the bucket. Me and you forever. No one can ever take us away from each other. I think you'll hear without finding those 6 foot.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
Love you, bucket. Yeah. Oh. We're on the adventure line, and we're making our way. Whoa, where we are? Whoa.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue? Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers. Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
What does he mean by that?
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's
No.
why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new
No.
character. This is the Bucket Destroyer. I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed
Take
out
me
character
instead.
with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree? Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does?
I don't wanna.
You don't need me to spell it out for you.
No.
Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready. Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket.
No.
I don't know what the bucket destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait.
No.
Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket.
No.
Quickly now. The fans
No.
do it. The fans, Stanley.
The fans want the bucket.
What they want. Hurry.
No.
The Bucket Destroyer, my prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spell-binding stories about you, all of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
But the bucket. Wow. Settings.
A soft wind? Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all? The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
I love the bucket. My friend.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was.
Yes.
How insightful the bucket turned out to be.
Fill with coffee.
No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
said the bucket.
Now.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler Anlarines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler Anlarines. None of us can. But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
I need the last
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was
I didn't mean to kill bucket, I swear.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Well, no, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good.
How do we get over there?
Now
Do I
ride
need
the
to
lift
jump?
all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Wait. Is this door open? Before I... Key card. I got my bucket is my best friend. My bucket is my best friend. I don't need no one.
Stop! Look there on the wall, you see? There's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this point. Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless... What if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point.
Stop criticizing me, bitch.
True. Well, my goodness,
It has to be racist. A bucket
I think we could do
racist.
something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game.
I'm in.
Addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
Yay. Strange darkness.
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket?
Bucket.
Incorrect. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket. Item 2. Is this a bucket?
Bucket.
Incorrect. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket. Item 3. Is this a bucket? Incorrect. This is a bucket. Item 4. Is this a bucket?
Like he said great bucket types. Looks like a bucket to me. What do you guys think? Big old bucket. You know? You guys see the vision? Yeah? Hell yeah?
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's
Not a
enormous
bucket.
machine that tills the earth.
And now it's a big
Sorry,
bucket.
Gimme, how on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one.
And a bucket. You get hot water.
Is this a bucket?
You just showed me the exact same thing. Yes, it's a bucket.
Correct. This is a bucket.
Hell yeah. Told you.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
Yeah, look at a bucket.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
Ah, yeah, he got me there. He got me there. I'm telling you, he got me there.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
Yes, a bucket.
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here.
Bucket.
And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something, and therefore nothing could possibly be something.
But
Unless,
bucket.
in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
No.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet
Bucket.
now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket?
Yep.
Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely.
No!
Okay, here we go.
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait,
Bucket.
everything a bucket? Every
Bucket.
single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful
bucket.
news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay?
Bucket.
And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
Bucket.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed. Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled.
Bucket.
He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest, and this was not the correct way to the meeting room. But Stanley had felt the
going
bucket
back
calling
down there.
to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question
Bucket.
why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked. No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this point. Stanley,
Bucket.
how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here?
Let me bring my fucking bucket.
What if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior.
Is this gonna be the
at this
exact same
point,
thing again?
Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have...
Will there be something else, like if I go the normal way, if I go to the right?
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the...
Shut up.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to
the
go to
bucket?
the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed
What?
a memo.
But
When Stanley
Wait.
came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on
wait,
his left.
did I just like miss the bucket, or was the bucket not there?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Shit.
The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Oh.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years
Open the
ago.
bucket door? Yes, sir.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult.
No, I didn't mean to.
But in his eagerness to...
I didn't mean to do that. Bro, I keep forgetting right click is also to walk.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
We don't need the bucket.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. And here it was, the lounge. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me... And there it is. The last Stiggly
got it.
Wiggly.
I got it.
This moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Really?
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Blue door.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map, because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and noble desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. A 1? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a 1? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do with that? But I guess it isn't my place to judge. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Oh. Okay.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel
Hey,
motivated to keep
you
walking
suck.
through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience. You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh,
You're
hey,
welcome.
since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
What?
Ah, fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley?
Is
What's
that-
our backstory?
what-
What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a
By what?
creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
That was a Minecraft sound. Bruh. Sidestep.
Oh, no. No, it can't be. It is. It's
What?
an open world game. Good God, quickly, block it off. Oh,
Hey.
goodness, Stanley, what a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing, that big, open, just wandering around, no right or wrong directions, no path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably
Okay.
something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Rocket League.
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed. Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun.
Let's give us my
We shall
ball.
run the bases and
They
do
should
a
do that
touchdown
again.
together. Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Oh yeah.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my Hold on. What are you doing? Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back and show him.
La 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 la. Fuck you. Jesus Christ.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait. Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's just... It's those figurines. Those figglers. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone?
Oh my god.
I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
Jesus Christ.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
No. I grabbed it.
And here was a second Stanlerine. I'll be honest, back then I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways. Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini Stan? Can you remember?
The bathroom.
Hey, that's exactly right. It was here in the boss's bathroom. It was the third one. You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them. I'm glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything.
Let's see, what came next? Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room. Oh, well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
Yeah, sure.
This was the 5th mini-stand, and this one was really something special. It was in the warehouse. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
No way. Jesus Christ. This is so stupid.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
Jesus Christ.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors.
Was it here?
This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
You are in the present?
And then there was no more. Because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, memory zone.
Okay.
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the memory zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels. Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue doors. I remember this.
Jeez.
I must say, of all
addicted.
the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going. I want more.
Jesus Christ, she's like me with my Funko Pop addiction.
And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
Yeah.
Yes, I love that video.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room.
Pretty good room. Pretty good room.
These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have neutered the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
The temptation?
This was our second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going.
Jesus.
This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this? Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then. but time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now. Look how much fun the past is. I want more. More memories.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yes, the two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one.
If only you saved some jumps for this moment. Oh,
And before
no.
everything else, there was your
I should have. Apologies.
Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office? There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember.
Is this gonna go to the intro?
Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy, and I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself.
Oh.
I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good.
All right, one last run then.
Telling his story so very much.
Oh.
Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
One last time, I guess.
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall.
The good old bucket. Just
Bucket.
Stanley and the bucket. Off on another thrilling adventure together.
It's like he was here from the start.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
Okay. Do I listen to it? Yeah. I think I should. This is where you are supposed to find the hints. Oh. I found out that without looking at it. Oh, whoops.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation. Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well?
No.
Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never...
Oh.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support. What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket.
The exact
needed
same.
the soothing warmth of the bucket. Would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket.
The
To
bucket.
be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
There's nothing at the end, nothing else?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
So I guess that's the end of the
Stanley decided
game.
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Well, I guess that's gonna be it for today then.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
There's still more endings. I'll get the other endings maybe another day. Just too much 3 hours now. But yeah, I'll do the rest of the endings another day. So I hope you all enjoyed the stream. Follow, share, all that stuff. I'm too lazy to rate anyone. But yeah, anyways, they're gonna be it. Bye. Talk to you all later. Lovely meeting you. Bye. Bucket was the only good part. Bye. The stream was dedicated to the bucket.